So what's up, guys? This is video number 2 on my self-imposed challenge of getting more comfortable with being at lean angles and inevitably working to get my knee down. As I mentioned before in the first video, I already ride in A group. I'm not the fastest in A group as far as going out on the track. I'm probably definitely in probably the bottom 30%. It depends on which track. But anyway, one of the things that I've always thought in my mind is I really work really hard on my body position, and I have a very good body position, at least in my opinion. I'll show you a picture. And with that body position, I always believed that as my speed picked up, my knee was already in the proper position, and as my speed picked up, my knee would eventually get down and touch the ground. So it's never ever been really that important to me to get my knee down or drag my knee. It's not something that I'm trying to do. But what I found, especially after my most recent track day, is that I have this mental block, and I'm really nervous about edge grip. So thus I'm out here working on edge grip and working on being comfortable at getting my bike leaned over. In the process of me learning or trying to learn more about the process of getting the bike over to lean angle, I discovered this really cool, I guess it would be called a hobby. It's called Gymkhana. And I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I had never heard of it, but it is I believe it was started in Japan. I don't know a whole lot about it right now, but I believe it was started in Japan, and it's basically taking sports bikes or any type of bike and testing your skill level on really small tracks, really tight turns. And in the process of doing that, you learn a lot about grip angle or edge grip, and how much grip your tires have when they're leaned over. And so I've been looking at video after video after video of people practicing this Gymkhana, and I ended up finding this video of this guy that is just unbelievable. He's literally making like 10-mile-an-hour turns, dragging his elbow. I'll put a link to his videos and his channel in the description. I believe I've already, but there'll be a link to his special capabilities. And I think he's over in Europe someplace. But his ability to trust his bike at lean angle, fantastic. I'm not necessarily trying to get to the point where I can drag my elbow at freaking 10 miles an hour, but I do want to be able to trust my bike at lean and trust my mind will trust. I want to get to the point where my mind is trusting my tires that they're not going to slip out. Now I'm at a different location this time, and it is a surface that I'm not really too excited about because it's been sealed and it's cracked, and so sometimes sealed surfaces can be super slippery, but this is an old sealed surface, so I'm gonna give it a go, and I'm gonna ride around and see, just work on my turns. Right now I'm just gonna do a tighter version of the 3-cone triangle drill. So let's get going, let's get after it. Here we go. And this is just warming up. Just gonna take some wide turns. So what I've found when you're doing these turns is there's different techniques. A lot of the Gymkhana techniques, they don't get off their bike and counterweight their body like I'm doing right now. They stay relatively centered in the seat, which I'm not particularly doing right now, because what I'm actually trying to do is get my bike leaned over more than it would be, and that's what happens. It's almost a motocross technique that I'm working on, and as a result, I think I'm getting my bike at different lean angles, or my tires should be getting to a more of a lean angle, if that makes sense. So this next drill, as you can see, I don't have my leathers on, but this next drill, what I'm going to specifically do, and it might look weird on a sports bike, but I'm going to do some motocross fashion bike leans with my inside foot down to try and show on video, to me, when I go back and review the video, how much bike lean I can maintain and still not slip out. I'm hoping I can get past, if you watched my last video, I was at about 32, 33 degrees of lean angle, and I'm trying to get to 50. And so I want to see how much lean angle I can do when I'm not necessarily getting my elbow down and leaning off the bike like I would normally do, but when I'm motocross style fashion, where my body's going opposite of the bike and I'm literally pushing the bike down. On the street or on the track, that's obviously not what you want to do. You don't want to be crossed up, as in motocross, or crossed up body style fashion. But and I'll show you a couple pictures of it, what it looks like not to be crossed up, and then what it looks like when people do have proper body position in the video. But let me get at it, and hopefully I can take a couple more steps towards trusting my bike tires. Forgot to mention, that is a approximately 18 foot, almost 20 foot circle. And I figured if I can just ride outside of it, I'm good to go. I'm not trying to go fast. I'm certainly, again, not trying to get my knee down. I feel like she's not leaning over. Man, it is a mental block for me, I'll tell you that much. So one thing I forgot to mention was, in that Gymkhana, I don't even know, it's a competition. So in that Gymkhana competition, they try and stay really centered on the bike. And from what I understand, they try and during during the maneuvering of the bike, they try and go from one lean angle to the other lean angle as quickly as possible. They never really try and have their bike straight up and down at any given time. They're trying to transition from lean to lean as quickly as possible in order to get through all the cones that are set up. So I don't know, it's really interesting. I'm glad I found it because I find myself watching it a lot. I mean, I'm definitely getting better at circles. Just don't know if I'm getting better at leaning my bike. So this next drill, and this will be the last drill I do, is I'm actually going to get off my bike and lean. I'm going to stick my knee out and do this tight circles, but I'm not going to try and get my knee down. I know I'm a long way away from getting my knee down and a long way away from getting to that 50-degree angle, and I'm not trying to push it. So today I'm just trying to get to somewhere past 33 degrees. So let's see if I can do it.